What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and off the back of just interviewing Philip Kennedy Johnson, current writer for Action Comics Superman and the current Hulk writer, I had some issues with the audio that I discovered after. I'm currently having someone work on it, possibly might get it completely cleared up. But regardless, I'm going to do breakdowns on the interview, and he will be back on the channel. So run the likes up for if you're a Hulk fan, if you're a Superman fan, comic book fan in general, because these writers are amazing and they're giving us information we can't get as readers unless we get to talk to them ourselves. So I'm very thankful for his time and that he came to stop by, and I can't wait to hear the fixed version of the audio. But getting into this, I'm going to play a clipped version of a conversation me and him were having about the One Above All. That is, there is lore within the new Hulk comic suggesting that the One Above All did not create the Mother of Horrors, that he hasn't created everything in creation. There are some things in Marvel outside of the One Above All. We talked about this. He gave us an answer. I made my own subtitles for it. So hopefully that helps you guys if you have any issues hearing it. Hopefully you don't. But yeah, I'm going to play this clip with the subtitles. And then after that, we're going to get into what this means and what his answer means for the cosmology, because it's crazy.
Yeah, he's jumping, holding this thing, and he says, "Should have stayed in your stupid hole."
Yeah, this is a crazy run. And Brother Deep, as a character, I've been fascinated with him ever since at first he was kind of alluded to, and then we full on get to see who Brother Deep was. And I would love to hear, what's the future like for my boy Brother Deep? He came in affront to the One Above All, and he got mauled by Hulk, so it's been rough for him.
Yeah. I mean, he is an elder god, basically, right? Like, his origins tie in very closely with the Mother of Horrors and with the One Above All. Depending on how you take, like, some people are curious about whether the remembrance of Eldest in the back of that book is like the capital T truth of how it went down.
Yes, and I definitely was going to bring it up.
It is.
Let's go. I knew it. I wanted confirmation, but I was like, I'm pretty sure this is not something written out of bias. This is really what happened.
Yeah, that's Eldest's version, but she was there, So
this was amazing confirmation that the remembrances of Eldest Udru, Brother Deep, was in fact accurate. That Eldest did indeed witness all of this. So we are going to discuss what exactly this means for the cosmology, and the best way to do that is for me to read the remembrance to you guys, and then we break down why it's so crazy. From the One Above All sprang all creation, and all things within it were made and governed by his will, save the single spark of life that sprang from no creator, only from itself, the Mother of Horrors. In that time, all things, by their nature, served the will of the One Above All, and saw in him a divine benefactor. But the Mother of Horrors rightly saw in him a tyrant, unneeded and unwelcome, one who held creation in his thrall. She judged the One Above All had known dominion enough, and swore he would not rule the earth, to which she was bound. Earth would be a place of deviance, of divergence, of demiurgic fires and primordial energies. Earth was hers, and none but she and her children would decide its fate. And so, though the One Above All ruled over all creation, the Mother of Horrors hid from him the earth and filled it with life that defied his will, life both profane and wondrous. Though the One Above All knew nothing of her, still Mother hated him, and her mind dwelled ever upon him. And so Mother created a being in mockery of the One, even brighter and more beautiful than he. She gave him many hands with which to build, many eyes with which to see, broad wings of burnished gold, a voice like sacred music. She clothed him in gleaming golden mail that shone more brightly than any star, brighter even than the One Above All. She named her son Udru, which means brighter than he. At last the time came when the One Above All did discover the earth, finding it a vulgar, savage place of violence and chaos, devoid of all order. Here, his order had been corrupted by some mysterious force, one he did not create nor intend. And when his eyes fell upon bright Udru, he knew Udru at once for what he was: a mockery, an affront, a challenge to his authority and supremacy. Though the One Above All's only weapon was love, now his heart burned with the green flame of rage. He broke Udru's many hands, struck the light from his many eyes, burned away his golden scales, ripped the wings from his back, and cast him down to earth, blind, burning, and screaming. In the place where Udru's body fell, the earth split apart, and the ground rose up around him. Thus was formed the mountain tomb of Udru, where he would lay burning forever. Eons passed. Earth saw the birth of man, the coming of the Inhumans and the Vodani, the emergence of the fractured sun, and at last the binding of the Mother of Horrors. Men settled upon Udru's mountain and made it their home, and all the while Udru lay deep below, clawing and screaming, burning endlessly, yearning for freedom from his torment and for revenge on the One Above All. As Udru's body burned, the fumes of his flesh seeped through the soil and onto the winds above, poisoning the minds and bodies of the men of the mountain. The fumes carried the will of Udru upon them, and in time the mountain dwellers were consumed with it, becoming one with Udru, hearing only his tormented song and the command within it: dig. Dig, the mountain dwellers did, and for generations they dug first with tools, then with stones, and at last with their hands until their wrists were stumps, and their backs were broken, and their brains bled from their ears, from the unceasing wailing of Udru. The mightiest of them dug on even then, digging until their bodies were burned to ash and bone by the heat of the smoldering ruin of Udru. And even when all were dead, and the mines lay still, the will of Udru lay dormant within the bones of the men of the mountain, waiting to be awakened by one who loved him. I, eldest, firstborn, daughter of the Mother of Horrors. So this is a lot to take in, and I'll probably break this up into several parts. But the first thing we need to address is the One Above All indeed did not create the Mother of Horrors. Mother of Horrors created herself. She's an abomination. She's an absolute abomination to everything the One Above All is. She then went on to hide Earth from him, used Eldest and her other beings to create absolute demiurgical primal forces, and corrupted the entirety of Earth and has forever corrupted it. And the One Above All did not fully get rid of it. And he created Rage itself just to put down Brother Deep. This entire page, this remembrance, is all accurate. And it proves the One Above All indeed does not know all things in Marvel. He did not create all things in Marvel. The One Above All, while he indeed has insane power, he is one of the top tiers in Marvel, no doubt about it. There are other beings outside of which his domain is held. And that is crazy to think about. The fact that Mother of Horrors is going to be introducing so many other different monsters to the verse, the fact that God's Wrath, as Philip Kennedy Johnson described it, and it will be shown in another video, essentially Hulk is the embodiment of God's New or Old Testament like wrath. He is God's anger and rage and wrath against all affronts to him. So this really occurred. They really will rise up against the One Above All. They are an affront to him. They can do things he doesn't know about. They have powers he doesn't know about. So this will create a crazy, in my opinion, cosmological battle, and it makes sense with gods coming out. So this might tie into that for me. But yeah, the Udru, aka Brother Deep, he really was an elder god. He really did come from a mother outside of the One Above All. And he did shine brighter than the One Above All. Rage burned him, however, and that's why Hulk beat the hell out of him when they ran it back. But guys, let me know what you think about this confirmed update within the cosmology. There are things outside of the One Above All. What do you guys think about that? What do you think of the One Above All having a rival like the Mother of Horrors, just like Toba is a rival to the Mother of Horrors? I definitely want to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. I love the interview. Like I said, I'm going to have someone attempt to fix the audio. Hopefully we get it completely cleaned up. But regardless, I'm bringing him back on the channel later to interview him about more stuff like DC and Superman. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below of this new comic update, of this cosmology update. Curious to hear your guys' takes. And remember, Eldest might be biased, but she wasn't lying.